it's very diverse, right?
Very,
no matter
crazy.
what you dealing with, you gonna get a good vibe. Yeah.
Probably the most like LA low key kind of the same way, like with Hollywood and like Calabasas and then downtown LA. I mean, it's a little bit more spaced out, but like just like the demographic of like people and like everything is like LA, just like a big ass mosh pit.
I've never been. I gotta check it out.
I went first time I went was back like 2016, and it was like the city low key was nice. The only thing I was mad disappointed about was the fact that like Venice Beach was shit.
Really?
I've always seen mad like glamours, about Venice, this and that. And I got there, it's a bunch of crackheads and homeless people. The beach is dirty, the sand is nasty. I'm like, what is this? Like, this is not what I'm seeing in movies and shit.
Yeah, it's all up there.
But the city was clean, right? So then I went January 2020, so first time back in 4 years, and it was like everything just, like they just like said, we don't care about the city. Like they just got, it's so nasty. Like you drive down the highway, and it's just tents on tents of homeless people. After like every bridge, like they don't give back to the community. I feel like they should. So for me, it's kind of like, what the fuck? Like that's like.
If you really think about it, there's no reason why anybody should be homeless.
Yeah, I mean, I be
like,
feeling the same way, bro. Like
think about all the money that's being made and circulated in the world. Like nobody should be homeless. Granted, everybody ain't gonna be balling, but everybody should have roof. I mean,
No, man, that's one thing I never understood. Like, bro, this world is low key so fucked. Like, the government literally prints money. Like, how do we have people that can't have homes? Like, what do you mean? Like, y'all could print it, bro. Like, y'all print it mad daily. Like,
bro, the coronavirus, I think, showed that. You know what I mean? Exposed it, right? Like, literally, you can print money like this.
The whole unemployment joint.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
What was it? The COVID relief payments and stuff. Like, bro, I know, like, mad people of mine's like they was working, like $7 an hour, $8 minimum wage, making like $700 every 2 weeks. That's $1,500 a month. They got laid off their jobs and then they filed for unemployment and the COVID. They were making $5-6 billion a month. It was like the biggest come up for some people. But then you still got the people that was working the jobs that didn't get laid off.
Right.
No extra pay.
No nothing.
And it's like, how do you have somebody that is doing nothing making 5, 6, 7, and then you got these people busting their ass for 3?
Exactly. No,
the government's so backwards, bro.
It's crazy. Real quick though, even you don't have to share it if you don't want to. You were talking about like the depression thing, bro. Like how music kind of like saves you.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, kind of talk to me a little bit more about that.
Oh man, okay. So honestly, bro, like growing up, like I never had like no real family traumas or nothing like that. It was always like quote unquote friends, like that would stab me in the back, and like little dumb relationships in high school that gets me. But I was never depressed. It was more like I'd have like my moments where I'd just be like super sad, but like the depression really came from like after my injury with basketball. I just got into like such a dark place because I literally placed like 14 years of my life into something just for it to get took away like this, and it wasn't even my decision. Like oh, I'm gonna quit, I'm gonna walk away. Like it just got took from me. I felt like, so I was just like down bad, and I really couldn't do nothing because I really like. I had to lay in the bed for like 6 months and let my knee like redo it because I didn't want to get surgery because I was like, nah, like that's, I just, something about me going under, I just don't fuck with surgery. So I was like, nah. And so it just really got to the point where I just always felt alone. And then, you know what I'm saying, I'm not in school, I'm not at practice, so all my friends slowly started to drift away. So I was like, damn. So I was, trying to make new friends groups and shit. And it was just, I could never trust those people the same way I could trust my original people, but they was long gone. So then it was like, okay. And then I was in some long ass relationship. It was like 3 years long, and that just went real bad, like lying, cheating, all of that. So it was kind of like those same people that told me they was forever gonna be here. Once I wasn't what they wanted me to be, they left. Kind of like the same thing with the girls. So it's kind of like yo, like I'm already in this lane solo.
Yes.
And then I had a really close friend of mine. I consider him a brother. He did like one of the most craziest things I ever thought like possible, like with my little sister type shit, and that like broke me completely because I brought this kid into my house. He was like some Fortnite gamer, right? He had big like gaming dreams. So I was like, bro, I got you. So I bought him like an Xbox. I got him like all this shit for him to stream and all of this and all of that. Got bans on him just to find out like, you know what I'm saying? There was some sly shit happening. So it was one of the things like I lost him. And it was like every time I would start to recover, another thing would just get took away from me. Like, and everything that made me depressed, I realized over time was like shit that I had no control over. Like the basketball, like I couldn't control that. You know, like my friends fucking up behind my back, I can't control that. So it got to the point I was like, nah, like this is just. So that's why I just pushed everybody away, and then that like depression feeling just came from always being alone, and also like people's all this, all of that, and I can't trust that, you know, because like look at the past, like the resume of like bullshit, you know. So it was just like, no, I can't, like all that's fake. And then every time I did let somebody back in, it would just happen again. So I was like, nah, fuck that. And really just, I don't know, like depression, like really fucked with me, like cause of all of that, and then going through depression and shit, like I was drinking heavy just cause like it got my mind off of shit. But then once I got too far gone, it was one of them joints where it was like, fuck, you know, I got like, pissed off. So then I would start like trying to pick fights with people that did me wrong in the past that I never talked to. Like it was just like a whole like fucking book of just crazy shit that was just going on.
Yeah.
So, and the outlet music wise was, I remember the first freestyle I put out was like a 10 Toes Down challenge, and one of my like best friends had just moved, like we grew up together, he moved from Texas out to Cali, and I lost him kind of through the midst of all of this. Like he was like that one piece other than like my parents, you know, was holding me like strong. And he left, he went out to LA, so once that happened, like I just one day went and started writing music or whatever, and I was writing about that, and I had like, you know, I was talking about like the friends, like how much like trust and loyalty means and all of this, and out of nowhere it was just mad people like, oh, you know, like I relate to this so much. So I was like, okay, so I kept doing it, and then I put some songs out, and then after that, just like the daily messages of people saying like, your music has saved my life, or it caused me to where I didn't want to commit suicide. Like that's just like, I will never be able to wrap my head around like the power I have on people when I never met them, and that's just something like a gift of God, like that gave me to write the shit down that I do, to touch people the way that it does. So just like that's the motivation behind it. It's like, yeah, obviously I want to be successful and help the family, but at the same time, me reaching a mass crowd of people that have never shook my hand or know my real name, it's like that's just crazy to me.
That impact, bro. That impact is crazy. Yeah. I talk about it all the time. Like fitness for me is simply just the vehicle.
Right.
It's like music is the vehicle. But you're here to change lives, bro. Because you've been through something. You know what I mean? You've been through something that a lot of people have been through, and you've made it out of it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, you know, we're all still working on ourselves, but you've made it out of it to be able to tell your story, right, to talk to that person that's where you were. You know what I'm saying? And now here you are, like, I can express, I can help you, I can show the things that I did, right, wrong, and different. Yeah. Listen, here's a perspective. Yeah. And it's cool that you have that impact, bro. That's what it's all about.
And that's what's so crazy, because I mean, it was like from late 2016 to like some point in 2019. So like 3 years, I was just down. Like I didn't care like what happened anymore. I didn't care, like I knew people was using me for bread or using me for this, but I was just like, at that point, I felt like I was feeding so much for somebody's company towards me. I was like, fuck it, like use me for whatever. You need money, you need this. Y'all want to go do this? I got the whole whatever.
It's crazy.
You know, and it was over time. I was just trying to fill that void of acceptance and wanting people to trust me. Like I would put so much trust into them just so maybe they could feel like they could trust me, so I wouldn't get fucked over. I had like the backwards version.
I get it though. I get it though. Yeah, it's seeking that validation.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's seeking that validation, man. It's crazy. Well, I'm not gonna say crazy, but I think it's powerful, right? That you're able to talk about that, right? And be able to see yourself and be able to, you know, show your weakness. You know, I'm like, listen, I had a void, I had a moment of weakness. This is where I was. This is where I am now. And to that person out there going through that same thing, you may be here, but you can be here. I think it really comes down to understanding self, acknowledging your downfalls, to be able to, you know, come up and make that improvement.
Yeah, that's one thing like, I was like kind of raised big around is like, whenever you get knocked down, like you got two choices: stay down and give up, or get back up and fight even harder for the next time.
Yes, sir.
And so, you know, that depression, I'm not gonna lie, like I went completely against what I was taught, and I just stayed down. Like I was like, I'm so done. But I was so young, and I kept having this mindset, like, bro, you're dumb young to be fucking with this. Like, let it go. Mm-hmm. I'm hard-headed as shit. So like, if I don't want to do something, I'm not gonna do it. So it was like, nah, like this voice in my head was always like, nah, like you can't let this go. Like, and then eventually I just woke up one day and I was like, I want to be great. And and I just like made that mindset. And since then, I mean, it's like everything I do, like, yeah, I be bullshitting, but like when it's like real, like, you know, I get everything, all I got, because like I want to be like as great in music as the potential I had going D1 in basketball, and even better.
Yeah, respect.
And I want to be able to give back to not only my family but my future kids, my life following.
Yeah.
So it's like that's what's big. That's the motivation for me. Like, it's really like, yeah, it's cool for me, but like I want to be able to give back to everybody.
Yeah,
you know,
and
all people.
And it's great to see you in this light, right? Because I think, you know, for your people that don't get to see you every day, on just chilling, you know what I'm saying, outside of the music, to hear that perspective, to understand, hey, it's music is the vehicle, you know what I'm saying? But I want to be great, and I want to be great for you all.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I want to help you all because you all help me. It's a partnership.
Yeah.
I don't think people realize. I tell my clients all the time, listen, this is a partnership. Right? I help you, you help me, and you don't even know it. You know what I'm saying? So for them to see you, to show that slight vulnerability, to show, hey, listen, I've been down. You know what I'm saying? And I'm working my way up. I'm not even at the top yet.
Yeah.
Watch the journey. Hey, come along for the ride. We're gonna make it happen.
Yeah, and that's a fact, and that's one thing you just want to realize. Like, I don't really call my fans. Like, I think of them as like supporters, right? Because like I don't like thinking like, 'cause if I'm saying, oh, you're a fan of me, it's like you're beneath me, type shit. Nah, like you're my supporter. Like we rock with each other. So like I got supporters back from 2016 that just randomly found me on Twitter. Like, bro, I'm talking, I had like 5 followers. Like, just, you know, barely started, that are still here with me today. And like for those people, like the thing that I wish like they could really understand is if it wasn't for that solid little group of people like interacting and giving me that feedback, like I would have never really beat my depression, because it was like I realized I wasn't the only one there, because they would tell me their stories. So then it was one of the things where I was like, okay, like now I got all of y'all shit too, so I'm gonna start bringing to light how to help y'all out.
Yeah.
So boom, I started doing all of that, and then it made me focus like, damn, bro, like there's people like that have been through times 10 what you have gone through. So it's like, you, like even if you feel like you're at the lowest, worst point in your life, like it could always be worse.
Respect.
You know, you could be dead right now. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
you
Like,
could be. Yeah, that's
you're
real.
not promised
That's real.
tomorrow, so it's always another blessing to look forward to. And that's like my mindset now. Looking back, it's like, damn, like I really let that eat me forever.
Yeah. Well, not forever. It was a
years,
season. It was a season.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Everything happens for a reason, season, or a lifetime. You know what I'm saying? You went through your season, but at the end of the day, it's always sunshine at the end.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, and you walking into it, bro.
Yeah, that's a big thing. Like for everybody that's going through depression, like I tell everybody this, like, you know, you might feel like you're going down this tunnel, and that tunnel could be a week, a month, a year, 5 years, but it's like, no matter what tunnel you walking down, it's like after a storm, there's always gonna be a sunny day. That storm could last however long, but after that bitch is over, the sun comes out.
Yes, sir.
So
Yes,
there's
sir.
gonna be a light. You just gotta persevere through it and get to the light.
Just gotta push, bro.
And that was the biggest thing for me.
Respect, bro. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
That was dope.
I didn't realize bro was recording.
Yeah, that shit was,
like,
yeah, that shit was dope, bro. That was dope. That was dope. That was dope. Flawless Fitness. It's not just a brand. It's a movement.